Josh Jackson from Paste. We're here at the Sennheiser and Paste Studio and Lounge here at South by Southwest. I'm joined by Joe Swanberg,
hello,
a veteran of South by Southwest at this point.
Yeah, I realized the other day this is the 9th straight year that I've been here to the festival, which made me feel really old, really quickly.
I bet you beat by 2 years. This is my 11th straight. So it's always a fun time. The film scene here, you've been such a part of it. I mean, you're from Chicago, but I mean, Austin feels a little bit like a second home.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I mean, many a time through the years, I thought I would move here. I definitely feel very close to the filmmaking community here. A lot of the filmmakers here are my really good friends and frequent collaborators. And it's just like Austin has this incredibly supportive environment, unlike any city that I've ever been to. Like, not just amongst the filmmakers, but amongst the filmmakers and the musicians, amongst the different film festivals. Like, nobody here seems possessive and competitive in a way that I've seen in other cities. It's kind of like, okay, cool, we're all doing our own thing. If it's good for you, then it's good for Austin, which means it's good for us, and people just support each other in a really amazing way here.
What's funny is the same could be said about the craft beer industry.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what you're dealing with in your new film.
Yeah.
It's set in a brewery. So
yeah, absolutely.
What made you decide, okay, this is going to be where this film is set?
Well, I mean, I'm a home brewer and just like a big craft beer consumer and
I see
fan.
You're trying the local
I'm drinking
brew
local,
here,
Fireman's Fort. Yeah, I wanted to set a movie in that world. It's crazy to me that nobody else has made a movie like in a craft brewery, and so it just felt definitely like it was time to do that. And also, I think, I mean, the craft beer industry is so exciting to me right now. Like the beer scene in America is one of the most exciting things going on anywhere in the world right now. And it's sort of a David and Goliath kind of situation. I mean, Anheuser-Busch and Miller Coors and these macro breweries control like 90% of the beer industry, and every craft brewery put together is like the other like 10 or 12% or something.
Keep seeing all these similarities between indie film and craft beer.
Yeah.
And really in America, I mean, the creativity of what is going into those beers right now.
But it's like a really cool political world. I feel like the people that are knowledgeable about craft beer, know where their dollars are going. And these bigger breweries are like sort of trying to trick people into, they're like doing things like Shock Top, which is like fake craft beer. They're like doing all these like insidious sort of things to try and like sneak into this like craft beer thing. But you realize the craft beer thing is so small. It's like, what do you need? 100% of the market? Like, relax. But yeah, it is this totally supportive environment. All these breweries all over the world know that like what's good for craft beer is good for everybody, and yeah, it's a cool world, and sort of mirrors the way that I like to collaborate with my actors. You see all these breweries do collaborations where the head brewers get together and make a beer together, and I just really related to that world. And then I also wanted to, I remain interested in sort of intricate relationship stuff, and so I kind of wanted to set that intricate relationship stuff at a brewery and within the world of craft beer.
Well, you have a great cast in this film. Olivia Wilde, who told me that this was one of the most fun things she's done.
It's amazing to hear that, yes. All my actors have been very complimentary. I feel like it's difficult to gauge whether they're just like being nice in public or what, but the way they've been talking about the movie has just been really nice to hear.
So you've got Anna Kendrick, you've got Ron Livingston, you've got Jake Johnson.
Yeah.
What was it like? I mean, this was probably your highest profile cast that you've worked with. How was that a different experience for you?
It was really, I have to say, it was really fun. And also, I mean, these, part of the reason these actors are famous is that they're really good at what they do. And additionally, they're really likable and like great people to be around. So it's been really fun to have this movie where people are like, oh, what's it about? And I'm like, oh, it's about these two people that work at a craft brewery. It's like Olivia Wilde and Jake Johnson. I feel like instantly people are like, oh, I want to see that movie. That sounds amazing. I love New Girl.
It's a nice short elevator pitch.
Yeah,
right
totally. So it's like that part of it's been super fun. I feel like I spent the last 10 years like staring into blank faces when I'm like, I made this movie. It's like about these two people, and they think that maybe they like each other, and people are like, and the work's, it's been, the work's been well received that whole time, but it's just such a different experience now to feel already, like before last night, nobody knew anything about this movie, and I feel like everybody still wanted to come see it. that's like a testament to these actors like building their own great body of work that people are curious and interested in.
Yeah, one thing we're talking about this week is the use of sound in various, across various creations. But in movies, I mean, what when you think about sound in this movie, what comes to mind of what you guys did on the set?
This is the first film of mine that went through like an entire post-production sound process. Like typically my mixes are very simple, and it's just entirely based on mostly the dialogue, cleaning that up, making sure that that's all good. This film went through like 2 months of a post-production sound process. Every single line of dialogue is cleaned up, and all the levels are made out, and all the room tones and different things are matched, and they went back to the brewery to record extra sounds. They went back to all the locations to get the right way that the door closed, and it was really fun because the sort of idea from the very beginning was like was realism still. So it was like, okay, cool, how do we artificially create realism, but how do we almost make it more real by, instead of just making it the thing that happened on the day, making it the thing that's going to allow the audience to seamlessly have this experience without thinking about sound mixing. So it's like sort of attempting to be this invisible part of the process now, where like a tremendous amount of work went into something that ideally nobody's thinking about.
That's fantastic.
It's not a James Bond movie. You're not supposed to be like, wow, that car whoosh was so awesome. You're supposed to be like, oh yeah, cool, that sounded totally real. And what you don't realize is there's like 15 different elements of brewery sounds being like layered in there purposefully between lines of dialogue and stuff to create this sound world.
Well, I'm sure craft brewers all over America are going to be thrilled to see
I hope so.
Kind of, their world kind of shown. In,
well, I was nervous about that. It was important for me to like definitely get that right.
Because it really is the first time something of this size has been set like that. And I think it'll be a big difference. Well, thank you so much for coming out here.
I really appreciate it.
Great conversation. This has been Josh Jackson and Joe Swanberg at the Paste and Sennheiser Interactive Studio and Lounge.
Thanks, man.
I'm about to grab your beer.